The emperor's new clothes tells, of course, of an emperor who cares about nothing except his clothes and spends all his time in his dressing room. One day, two conmen arrive in town and tell the king that they are weavers who can weave clothes that possess an unusual quality. They became invisible to anyone who was stupid or unfit for the job they did. Thinking this was a good way of telling wise men from fools, the emperor paid the swindlers a lot of money to weave him some fine clothes. Like I said, the vain emperor spends his time and money on his only interest, his wardrobe, of course. Along came these two men, these swindlers, who claimed to be able to create these magic clothes, or to possess this magic cloth. They are given money, silk, and gold thread without limit to complete this marvelous fabric. The fabric will be made into clothing for the emperor. The two men work on an empty loom pretending to weave while pocketing all the money and supplies. Here are some quotes from the actual story. He cared nothing about reviewing his soldiers, going to theater, or going a ride in his carriage, except to show off his new clothes. Instead of saying as one might about any other ruler, the king in council, here they always said the emperor's in his dressing room. An example of the foolish behavior of those in authority, he changed the Moorish king to an emperor. He reduced the number of swindlers from 3 to 2. Most significantly, he changed the magic quality of the clothes so that those who could not see it were presumed either unfit for their posts or hopelessly stupid. This is another quote from the story. Clothes made of this cloth had a wonderful way of becoming invisible to anyone who was unfit for his office or was unfittingly stupid, or unusually stupid. Those would be just the clothes for me, thought the emperor, of course, high in power. If I wore them, I would be able to discover which men in my empire are unfit for their posts. And I could tell the wise men from the fools. Yes, I certainly must get some of the stuff woven for me right away. He paid the two swindlers a large sum of money to start work at once. The vain emperor spends his time. He changed The emperor then decides to go and see the clothes before they are completed, but he cannot see them either. Fearing he is either fool or unfit to be emperor, he lies about it and declares them to be beautiful. In the end, the emperor decided together with many helpers see the fabrics and see how the weaver's work was going. Everyone who accompanied him was afraid to come off as stupid, so they admired the fabric that wasn't there and advised the emperor to put that nothing on himself. The commons showed him the cape, pants, and the coat, but they were actually empty-handed. The emperor took all the clothes off of himself, and the common dressed him in the invisible clothes. The emperor started a procession where his servants walked behind him with their hands raised to hold the cape. Everyone admired him and his new clothes until one boy yelled to the emperor that he had no clothes on. And that's the story.